Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weisheit, licensed clinical social worker at Terrebonne Home Care. But today, just an LCSW, just a social worker thinking about you, thinking about what it is that we have experienced in 2022. And so as we do this maybe 2022 review, very glad that Martin here at the station looks at all of the very important things that have happened, kind of news in review. This evening, I'd like to kind of talk a little bit about just you in review. A lot of us, most of us, have had to deal with a very difficult 3 years. We've had to deal with COVID and all the impacts that it's had, not only to us as a community, as a parish, as a state, as a nation, as a country, as a world, but some people dealing with that very personally. There are some people that have lost loved ones, and whether you're on the bandwagon of whether COVID was the reason for all of those things or not, COVID has made its impact, and a lot of people have had to deal with that. And then Hurricane Ida, and we all know the impact of those kinds of things. But I find myself answering questions here at the end of the year about, oh, hey, Keith, how's the house? How's it coming? And as I look back, I think about the fact that I am so much more fortunate than so many others. House still isn't done. House still isn't finished. Got a long way to go. But you know what? A lot of the things that I got done first couple of months took several people a year to get done. Some people don't have a roof still. My roof's covered. A lot of people don't have windows. I've still got a window really needing to be replaced. There are so many things that I could go on about with regards to what I need done or what has not happened for me. And all I have to do is think back or look back to the things that are maybe not done for other people. If you ever want to feel a little bit better about where you are in your life, look around to some of those people that maybe have it a little bit worse off than you. My dad's very good about reminding me sometimes about the story, and I'll liken it to what happens with Christmas. You know, it's really interesting. I heard somebody who got some new shoes for Christmas complaining that they were tight. Well, I remind that person with these brand new shoes, think about the person that doesn't have any feet at all. Or maybe that pair of pants that somebody got you for Christmas that were a little too tight. Think about the person that doesn't have any legs at all. Or maybe that coat or that long sleeve shirt that somebody got for you and it just doesn't fit quite right. Maybe instead of us thinking about how difficult that is, maybe considering that there are people that don't have any arms, or those new gloves that you got and they're a little big for you, maybe the person that doesn't have any hands. We could go on and on. I think you see my point. Very often we will focus on the things that don't go well or the things that are not going well rather than some of the things that have happened very well. I have a dear friend who is the patriarch of one of the most committed families in our area, been dedicated to our community for many, many years. They have had more tragedy in that family that I'm aware of than most over the course of this past year. I got to experience just this week watching that patriarch of that family spending time with multiple grandkids in his front yard, one on his shoulders, several climbing a tree, and they were just doing what families do. Appreciate each other, appreciate the time that they have with one another. I am reminded of some young grandchildren who are thinking about their grandmother who's not feeling well and not doing so well, and reminding them that the greatest present of all is our gift of presence. If we can provide that, we can create so much more joy for people no matter what's happening in their life. My dear friend who lost his life this year to COVID would remind me all the time of the line from Shawshank Redemption that Andy Dufresne would remind his friend Red that hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Towards the end of that movie, Red embraces those very same thoughts as he's thinking about his friend. He says, I hope that the Pacific is as blue as I imagined in my head. I hope to see my friend. I hope to put my arms around his neck and tell him how good it is to see him. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things. All of us need to find a way to experience some hope in our lives. If we can find hope, I think we can find joy. If we can find hope and joy, then we can experience love. Those three things go together. This time of the year, people talk all the time about the season of joy, this season of hope. The beginning of a new year gives us the opportunity, and maybe, just maybe, there are some changes that we need to make. Maybe, just maybe, there are some changes that are going to come to us that may or may not be our decision. We have the power to decide what we do with that hope. Will we allow it to be change that we're bitter about? Or will we embrace it as the opportunity that it is? The opportunity that change can bring a focus of hope, and this change that can bring some joy. So I will tell you, I am very thankful, I am very hopeful, I am very joyful that the year 2023 will bring great things for those people who will allow it. I challenge you to allow some hope, some joy, and some love for you in this new year. A very happy new year from me and all of us here at HTV. God bless you. We look forward to seeing you really soon. And that will do it for this Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. A lot of local programming here on HTV.